Let's jump into the ball game, Ocho. The Raiders blast the Chargers.
Ball
63
game. You call that a ball game?
Okay, a beatdown.
Yeah.
The Raiders beat the Chargers 63-21. That was a scoregami, which means the very uniqueness of the score. It's never happened before in NFL history.
Mhm.
It's the 1,083rd time that a unique score had happened in NFL history. The Raiders went up 42-0 at the half. 8 different players scored at least a touchdown for the Raiders. Per Amazon broadcast, the Raiders are the first team since 1950 Rams to have 8 different players score a touchdown in a game. The question that I have for you, does Brandon Staley have a job when he opens his eyes tomorrow morning?
I mean, listen, I think it's a 40-minute flight back to LA.
Yeah.
I think it's a 40-minute. I'm not sure he gets on that flight.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he makes it on that flight. I have a question for you, even though you asked me, and my grandma always told me, never ask a question with a question.
Yeah.
But how come Brandon Staley's leash to be able to coach for this long and be that bad was so long? Why was his leash in grace so much longer than others that have coached the Chargers?
Oh, and you're going back to my former teammate Anthony Lynn, because he definitely wasn't
understand.
He definitely wasn't given the kind of leeway and the latitude that Brandon Staley has. I think the thing is that in that situation, I think they kind of wanted to wait. They didn't want to make a change so abruptly. They wanted to give him some time. But given the situation with that talent of a roster, and no one can tell me that the Chiefs don't have talent on both sides of the football, something is amiss. When you have that level of quarterback, when you have Keenan Allen, when you have Eckler, when you have the offensive weapons that you have a Bosa, you have a Khalil Mack, you have Asante Samuel Jr., you have some guys. That's a very talented roster. I believe this roster, Derwin James, I believe this team has underachieved. And this after this pathetic showing, and I don't, you know what, Ocho, when you play the game as long as you and I have, I hate to use the term quit, but I didn't see a whole lot of effort going on tonight. I'm not going to say they quit, but I didn't see the effort.
Okay. Yeah, right. And you know, what's funny to me?
How many times have you been on a team that scored 60 points in a game period? Forget the NFL.
Listen, in a game period, I think that the highest scoring game I've been a part of was we played Cleveland Browns. I think it was maybe the score was 51-45, something like that. But it wasn't that the teams didn't quit. It just so happened that the defenses that day weren't good and the offenses were on fire.
Right.
But today, the output in which we saw from the Chargers offensively, listen, at the end, and what do you call it? Like when in trash time, what's the correct word when you score
garbage?
At the end of the game? Garbage
time.
I mean, those touchdowns in garbage goddamn time really means nothing, man.
Nothing.
It wasn't a good showing from either side of the ball. It's unfortunate that Justin Herbert was out, Keenan Allen was out, but those aren't excuses. You know what? Next man up, and you're playing for. If you're not playing for the Chargers, you're playing for the name on the back of your goddamn jersey.
No, you're playing because on the back. Ocho, you do realize that this game tape is going to all 31 other teams. 30 other teams.
Yeah.
So you auditioning. You always have to understand you're auditioning for another team.
You're right.
And so these are the type of games that get coaches fired and gets players cut. Because that eye in the sky, people are gonna look. Now you tell me this guy's playing hard. Because it's easy. It's easy, Ocho, when you're up to play hard. It's easy when it's a nip-tuck ball game to play hard. But let me ask you this. When there's no possibility, when there's no chance of you winning, are you still busting your ass? Are you still giving me that effort? Because I need to, because like to see the eye in the sky don't lie. It doesn't know if you're black or white. It doesn't know how much money you make. All it does is take what's recording what it sees.
Right.
And I don't see the effort. See, I didn't see the effort when it was a 35-34 ball game a couple of weeks ago. I didn't see the effort when we were up by 14 and we were getting after it on both sides of the ball. I didn't see that effort. And that's the one thing. Because, see, I can't control the score. The one thing each individual can control is his effort. That's on you.
You're right. Listen, goddamn Aiden O'Connell, man, 20 for 34, 248, 4 TD. Devontae Adams finally back on track. To me, still, despite the season not being accustomed to what we're used to seeing from what I consider the best receiver in the game, 8 for 101 in the TD. Dog, what happened last week when the Raiders played? The Vikings.
They scored zero. They scored 0 points.
Yeah. Where was this offense? It's so the NFL is so funny to me, and the fact that I played in it and don't understand how you can go from 1 week having a donut to coming the following week and putting up 60-something points.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
No, I think that's one of the things what makes people love the NFL so much, because you don't know what you're going to get from week to week.
Weekend and waggle, yeah.
Because because realistically, my team has a chance to win, and because it's one game, Ocho. You see, in a series, the likelihood of somebody beating somebody 4 times, or I'm kicking a game-winning field goal 2 out of the 4 times that we win the series, or I'm getting a game-winning touchdown, or a walk-off, a punt return, or a field goal. But in a situation where it's one game and anything can happen,
right?
You know, in a situation, the team that's supposed to win, the further and further you get into the game, and they haven't separated from the team that's supposed to lose or the underdog, now all of a sudden you start to lose a little confidence and start to tighten up. They start to gain a little confidence and start to open up. And before you get to the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden you looking like, damn.
Yeah, they on you.
Yeah, exactly. And so now all of a sudden, I remember in college we playing this team called Fayetteville. We play in Fayetteville State, and my coach said going into the game, he said, "Guys, these guys don't have a lot to play for it." He said, "But now we mess around and let this game stay close. They're gonna mess around and start turning cartwheels in the fourth quarter." Ocho, I'll be damned. They go up, they score a touchdown. They go up. I think they went up. They went up like 17-14. I'll be damned. The dude didn't get a touchdown to turn a cartwheel, turn a backward flip on her. Coach Davis, the defense come to the sideline. He said, "I told you. I told you." And so, I just don't know. I mean, you in Vegas, Ocho. You know what? You said it's a 40-minute flight. He might as well just go ahead and stay there, hang out, get him a cup. I mean, all those casinos, get his gamble on, and just mean,
how many? Wait. Matter of fact, how many weeks we got left for the season?
4.
4. Okay, we got 4 weeks left. I'm assuming maybe I'm not sure who the Chargers owner is. You think they'll just let him ride out the rest of the season?
I think Dean Spanos.
It don't make no sense in finding nobody with 4 weeks left. You might as well, let him get out to the school year.
Yeah, let him
go. What's the point of suspending a kid and you only got 4 days of school left? It don't make no sense.
Well, let him go ahead and get a head start on the summer jobs. Let him go ahead, because you can't talk to teams if you're employed. So let him go ahead and get a head start on coaching vacancies. But I see what you're saying. What's the sense in keeping him when you know the team isn't playing or playing hard enough for him?
Yeah, they're not responding. They're not responding as they should.